Hey, welcome to my presentation. My name is Juan Pablo. Before going to my presentation, I want to say that my webcam is not working right now. I have a good webcam right now. As you can see, if I turn it in, it's all black. So I hope you don't mind, Mr. Lizalde. I think it's okay. I will try to do it as best as possible. Put all my effort. I do a presentation for you to be like more creativity for you and for be easier to explain how this topic works or what it's about. First, this is anti-Vaxxers. My name is Juan Pablo Vargas Garcia. I'm from the Prepa Tech Eugenio Garza Lagüera, my campus Monterrey. And this is Health and Society. My teacher is Luis Alberto Gomez Luna, and hope you like it. Just hold on. I will quickly put in the presentation mode. I'm back. I'm now in I am in the presentation mode. Sorry for the interruption. And okay, let's see. What is a vaccine? A vaccine contains the same germs that cause the disease. However, these germs are weak to the point that you cannot get sick by the disease. Because the germs are not enough to bypass the immune system and get you sick, the vaccines are only antigens that are introduced into your body when you get vaccinated to start generating antibodies. When these antibodies are generated, body generates immunity to the disease, which is stronger. For the next time, your immune system will recognize the disease and will know what to do in order to destroy those germs. The vaccines are a way to start generating antibodies your body without getting you ill. So when you get ill from a disease, automatically you generate antibodies because in the pathogen, there are some, in the example of COVID, in the pathogen of COVID, it has in the bacteria some spikes, and in that spikes are called antibodies, and that antibodies are responsible for telling the body to start making antibodies, and that antibodies is what makes our immune system stronger. For example, if I get sick of COVID right now, in 3 or 4 months, if I get sick again, it will be, I won't get sick because it will be more difficult for me to get sick because my immune system will already recognize that type of pathogen because of the memory that are responsible, the lymphocytes that are responsible for the memory of the sickness, and also I will have already the antibodies. So if I get it, I will have less symptoms, and it will be better for me. So, what disease have vaccines eradicated? An article in Business Insider shows 6 diseases that got eliminated thanks to the vaccines. So there are a lot of diseases that got eliminated thanks to the vaccines. For example, the smallpox, the smallpox, and other diseases that we're going to see right now. So, what diseases have vaccines are eradicated? First, as I say, smallpox. Smallpox in the first time was a very serious sickness that killed almost, I think that the half of the population of the world, I think, yeah. Smallpox being one of the most dangerous antagonists in the story of humanity. Got a vaccine in the year of 1796 developed by Edward Jenner that helped to reduce the number of cases of smallpox drastically. The last case of smallpox was diagnosed on October 26 of 1977 in America, Somalia. According to the ACDC, Later on, the World Health Organization, also called WHO, his abbreviation, declared his disease as eradicated after not having any case reported for a long time. Sorry, my mistake. It was not the half of the population of the world, but it killed 5 million of people. A lot. It killed a lot of people, and of course, it reduced the population of the world. But I think that it wasn't the 50%. Sorry about that. My mistake. Polio. The first polio vaccine was created in 1955 in the United States. In 1979, the polio disease got eradicated thanks to the worldwide spread of the vaccine. So the polio vaccine started spreading around the world. That's how the cases drastically get lower because thank you to the vaccine. And the diphtheria. The vaccine of the diphtheria was developed in the early 1920s, but it was until 1930 when people started being vaccinated. In the last decade in the United States, it was reported only 5 cases of this disease, being practically an eradicated disease. Almost it doesn't exist now. Only 5 cases is only few cases of all the world. 5 cases, it's so few cases. So practically it is already eradicated. So while these diseases have vaccines eradicated, I'm still we're still talking because there are other 3 diseases that I mentioned. In this case, the mumps. Only a few hundred people in the United States contract this disease each year. So thank you to the disease that was created in 1978 by Mauricio Hillman. The mumps disease is almost eradicated practically. And the measles, it was created a vaccine for the measles disease called the MMR vaccine. This vaccine was created to protect people against the measles, mumps, and rubella disease. It was for those 3 diseases. The MMR vaccine is a vaccine that was created for protect people against that 3 diseases. That in case is measles, mumps, and rubella. The ACDC, Center for Disease Control and Prevention, recommends children to get 2 shots of his vaccine in order to get all the required antibodies. So they can get the first shot, I think that when the baby is 6 months older, and the second shot, he or she can get it at the 7 years old or something like that. For more information, that you can visit my reference and at the last slides, and it will be the source where I get the information. In this case, the ACDC, where you can see that type of data of shots and the time between shots, everything. So rubella, this disease was eradicated because of the spreading of the vaccine created by mouse Hillman. The first vaccine was licensed in 1969. However, it was not until the second type of vaccine created in 1971 for treating measles, mumps, and rubella. MMR vaccine, in this case, it was the same. It is the same vaccine than the measles vaccine, which dramatically reduced this vaccine the cases of rubella. World Health Organization, because of this, declared in 2015 that the rubella was eradicated in Americas, practically eradicated. So, just for letting you know, the measles and mumps and rubella vaccine is the same. It's the same for that 3 diseases that is used. It is recommended to receive 2 shots, as I explained. One when you are practically a baby, and the other one like when you are 7 years old, something like that. The vaccines have side effects. Which ones? All type of vaccines can have side effects. However, these effects used to be very minor and only last a few days. These side effects most commonly are sore arm or low-grade fever. I want to speak about this because this is something very serious right now, because a lot of people don't get vaccinated because they think that they will get sick or something like that because of their religion. things that I will speak later in this presentation. But I want to say quickly that these symptoms, you don't have to worry about these symptoms. They are very minor. They won't. They will. They will just, in case they cause you discomfort, it will be like just 1 or 2 days. Just that 1 or 2 days, and so 1 or 2 days of feeling bad in case, and then you will have the antibodies. That is important. It's better that you feel bad 2 days that you actually got sick by the disease because of don't getting vaccinated. So the side symptoms are not a reason for not getting vaccinated, are not. So these are the vaccines that are currently licensed in the United States. Here is the COVID vaccine, the DPA vaccine. There are a lot of vaccines that I will not say all of the vaccines for these diseases because it will it will take me a long, and it doesn't make any sense because they are in that slide and you can see it. So what I want to explain is that all of that diseases before represented something, a problem. For example, the smallpox that kill a lot of population of the planet, 500 million people. But right now it's eradicated because of the vaccine. So it doesn't represents a problem anymore. So a lot of these diseases, probably you may already forget them because you get vaccinated. So it was not that hard. What is the anti-vaxxers movement and why it is dangerous? This is what something I want to talk about it. I were talking the last slide that the side effects are not a reason of not getting vaccinated. However, there are other reasons why people don't get vaccinated. In this case, the anti-vaxxers movement is the people that are against getting vaccinated because of religion or thoughts. If I didn't explaining before, here is the explanation of what is anti-vaxxer, but I think this is very obvious because of the name. This can be very dangerous because they are very vulnerable to disease because they didn't generate that antibodies of the disease, which if you are not vaccinated of them and you do not receive the correct treatment, in the most extreme cases, you can die. For example, putting the example of the smallpox, that actually it's eradicated that as disease, but if in case that it's not possible, that in case you get the disease, if you are not vaccinated and you don't receive the vaccine, you will die. It's very probable. You have like 30 chances of saving of a smallpox without a vaccine, without vaccine, yeah, and 70% of dying, probabilities of dying. So I'm just will recommend you to get vaccine. It's that is better for you. This is because yeah, a lot of people the people that don't get vaccinated is because when you don't get the vaccine, your body does not receive the antigens that make the body produce antibodies. That was something that I were explaining. Without these antibodies, there are some diseases that can be very dangerous. For example, smallpox, in case it exists, it still exists, but not. So just an example. Unfortunately, there is no way to force people to get vaccinated. You can force people to get vaccinated because of their religion, because of a lot of reasons, and it's something that you can. Probably later on, the government will ask for getting of the country or things like that. It will ask you for vaccines that actually I think that they ask. For example, if you go to Africa, they will ask you some vaccines in order you for have that antibodies and that defenses in your immune system because the common diseases of Africa. But in summary, in summary, yeah, it is important to getting vaccinated. And probably in the future, as I was saying, the government probably will do something, but I think that it will remain at the same because you can force people to do something that they don't like. So there are still a lot of people with lack of vaccines, which personally I consider to be one of the worst global threats of today, something very bad. My opinion, the anti-vaccine movement is something that is very wrong since it can endanger the health of people, both for those who are not vaccinated and for others, because not all vaccines have 100% of effectiveness. And these people who are not vaccinated could affect others because not all the vaccines, for example, the COVID vaccine, it's not 100% effective. So a person who is not vaccinated can make sick as someone who is vaccinated. Probably it will be difficult because he's already vaccinated, but it's possible, you know. So you just um, besides you are in danger because of not of don't being vaccinated, you can also put others in danger. So that it's not fair. But well, there's nothing we can do about it right now. So, however, forcing people to not to get vaccinated is not an option, and it is against moral rules. Therefore, it is not something that we can change. It is not something that we can change, and it will remain as the same. There will always be people with a religion that does not allow them to be vaccinated, or people with ignorant thoughts that do not want to get vaccinated, and forcing them is not an opinion. Best thing for increasing the number of vaccinated people is just to inform people about the benefits of getting vaccinated and dangers of not being vaccinated. That is something that we're doing right now, but people still thinking the same. And also with ignorant thoughts, I want to share you something that in the newspaper of Mexico, some people believe that the vaccines implanted a chip in his arm to follow them or know what they do in his everyday. That was something very stupid because bro, you're no one important. You're not from the FBI. it, what is important from your life that we need to know, bro? No one is implanting you a chip on your arm. So, well, some people believe that, ignorant people, unfortunately. So we cannot do anything about it. Just informing people. And here are my reference. Hope you like it. So this took me definitely a long time. Hope there is not a problem with my webcam, that I don't have webcam. Hope you like my presentation, and any doubt you have, you can send me an email or comment in video. Anything you need, I will be here. So thank you for your attention.